This story, a chapter of my life I'd rather forget, still ignites a simmering rage within me. It begins with an update, a conflict that escalated far beyond what I ever imagined. My fiancée, 38, became truly furious when a 30-year-old man bought my 14-year-old daughter 5 pairs of running shoes. It sounds deceptively simple, but the depths of entitlement, emotional abuse, manipulation, blatant favoritism, and utter neglect I witnessed, not to mention the disturbing accusations of abuse and even mentions of rape, made the entire situation truly outrageous. This wasn't merely a disagreement, it was a devastating revelation. Let me set the scene. Dating back to September 29, 2023, my fiancée brought 3 children into our home from her previous relationship. A 16-year-old son, a 19-year-old daughter, and a 13-year-old son. My own family consisted of just one beloved child, my precious 14-year-old daughter from my previous marriage. She's not just any teenager. She's an exceptional athlete, a state-qualifying cross-country and track runner. Her dedication is immense, her training regimen incredibly intense, pushing her weekly mileage into the high 70s and even low 80s. Recently, during her sports physical, I spoke to her doctor, seeking vital advice on how frequently I should replace her specialized running shoes because I kept quiet for a long time, but this story still makes me shiver. My daughter, a force of nature on the track, pushes her limits daily. Her constant running, those grueling miles each week, sadly meant her athletic shoes deteriorated rapidly. I knew it. I felt the burden of her potential injuries. Her doctor confirmed my fears, a stark warning: new shoes every 6 months at minimum. He advised 2 pairs, a crucial rotation to extend their lifespan, swapping them daily. But even that was a best-case scenario. Intense training could demand earlier replacements. Her health was vitally paramount. Leaving the doctor's office, a sense of urgency propelled me. We headed straight to athletic stores, a mission to equip her well. I encouraged her to select 4 pairs of running shoes, 2 for track season, 2 for cross-country. And of course, a specialized pair of spikes essential for her crucial races. The bill, a hefty sum exceeding $300, was a small price for her safety and passion, I reasoned. Returning home, the bags in my daughter's hands were undeniable. She, beaming, recounted her acquisitions to my fiancé, her voice brimming with pure joy. A chilling silence followed. The calm was deceptive. Later that night, as we prepared for bed, the storm broke. Her voice, sharp, accusatory, tore through the quiet. I was irresponsible, a horrible parent to her own children. Her fury, a palpable heat, scalded me. She was enraged, claiming I should have also bought her. I've been holding my breath for 2 weeks now, trapped in a silent war with my own sister. Her anger, a palpable weight, stems from a simple act of love. I bought my daughter special running shoes, an investment over $300. Money is no issue for me. I earn more than enough to live comfortably, ensuring my children want for nothing. My daughter's passion for running burns brighter than anything. She lives for practice, constantly speaking of the joy on the track with friends. Her dedication is absolute, a fire that will never die. Her feet, blessedly, settled into their adult size since 7th grade, just as she starts freshman year. As a serious runner, proper, well-balanced footwear is a fundamental responsibility, crucial for performance and injury prevention. The problem arose when my sister, seeing my daughter's essential equipment, expected me to extend the same generosity to her children. I reminded her, gently but firmly, of our long-standing agreement. We each provide for our own. Her children, unfortunately, don't share my daughter's active lifestyle. They spend days glued to electronics in their rooms, uninterested in sports. And frankly, even when I've purchased things for them in the past, a simple thank you is utterly foreign to their unappreciative nature. My words fueled her fury. She grew angrier and for a fortnight hasn't uttered a single word. Her silence is deafening, leaving me to grapple with this bewildering resentment. How am I to navigate this chasm, born from her unreasonable expectations and profound inability to see the difference between a necessity for an aspiring athlete and a handout for those who offer apathy? I'm at a loss, searching for a path through this unsettling family tension. My meticulous running routine is my pride. Diet, stretching, rolling out, recovery runs, and rest days are all designed to minimize injury risk. Injuries happen, yes, but this way I've avoided serious setbacks in my running career. My personal life, however, lacked such discipline. Recently, some pointed comments forced me to confront harsh truths. A former high school runner, someone of my own caliber, offered a critical perspective on my gear choices. 5 pairs all at once, she remarked, her tone gentle yet firm. That's quite excessive. 2 pairs now, 2 when track officially starts, and a pair of spikes for each season would be entirely sufficient, and probably the smarter approach. Buying them all simultaneously likely amplified the shock for your fiancé, creating unnecessary tension. Then came a more profound revelation from another friend who understood my relationship dynamic all too well. Her words struck deep. Any relationship where yelling and insults are normalized to resolve disagreements is truly bad news. She strongly advised counseling before marriage, sharing her painful journey. After 2 years of individual counseling post-divorce, she confided, I now recognize how vital it would have been for both of us before the wedding. Her honesty pierced my defenses, leaving me with an unsettling truth to ponder. A silent tension has long permeated my home, a quiet battle over how I show love to my daughter. I've often questioned my choices, but this story, born from a simple act of paternal care, still weighs heavily on my heart. I suppose I could have waited for the right moment to buy her track shoes, but a looming work trip in early January, coinciding with her track season, made me act. I knew with a certainty that stung deeply, my fiancé wouldn't take my daughter to get those essential shoes, not even if I provided the necessary funds. It simply felt right, a profound duty to prepare her now. The new shoes are tucked away safely, awaiting the season's eager start. But the issue, I must stress unequivocally, has never truly been financial. It's what I choose to spend on my daughter that invariably sparks my fiancé's deep-seated resentment. We've undeniably tried to address her struggles. She has battled depression and anxiety, medicated since she was 20, and attends weekly therapy sessions. Yet the idea of me joining her for even a single session remains firmly off the table. This complex dynamic was further tested recently. On October 7, 2023, 8 days after our last disagreement, another situation sadly arose. My 14-year-old daughter's Nintendo Switch, a cherished companion since its original release in March 2017, completely gave up. It had served her faithfully for years, but now it was truly gone. The delicate balance of our blended family often feels precarious, especially when celebrating milestones. My daughter, a true testament to grit, has maintained her cross-country prowess for over 6 years. Yesterday, her dedication bore incredible fruit at the conference meet. She didn't just achieve a personal best. She soared, qualifying for the state championship. My heart swelled with immense pride. To honor this monumental feat, I took her out for a celebratory dinner, then surprised her with a new Nintendo Switch and a game she eagerly selected. But then the joyous atmosphere shifted abruptly. My fiancée, returning today from her parents, saw my daughter engrossed in her new gift. Later, after my daughter departed with her boyfriend, my fiancée confronted me. Her tone was sharp, demanding answers. I explained I simply wanted to mark my daughter's significant athletic accomplishment. Her response, however, was a torrent of indignation. She insisted that if I bought something for my daughter, I was obligated to extend similar gifts to her own children, her 19-year-old daughter, and her two sons, 16 and 13. Her argument centered on perceived unfairness. I reminded her firmly that my gestures of appreciation are always earned. I recounted specific instances: the expensive Hello Kitty necklace I purchased for my stepdaughter's high school graduation, and the 2 video games each I let the boys pick out when they triumphantly passed their final exams. My gifts are for genuine achievements, earned by all. The simmering tension finally boiled over, leaving me utterly shaken. My fiancée confronted me, accusing me of gross unfairness. She declared it unjust that I spent more on my daughter than on her children, purely because my income vastly exceeded hers. Her words, sharp and laced with resentment, struck deep. The situation quickly escalated. She grew angrier, her voice rising, accusing me of harboring ill feelings towards her kids, using financial differences as proof of my supposed dislike. This baseless accusation twisted my gut. Without another word, she abruptly left, taking her 2 sons with her. Yet in a quiet act of solidarity, her daughter remained with me in the house. My phone immediately erupted with furious messages. Her family, a chorus of condemnation, bombarded me with texts. They labeled me a selfish monster for my perceived unequal treatment when buying gifts. The injustice of their words stung profoundly, adding to the turmoil. Many have since questioned my daughter's relationship with my fiancé. Their interactions, I must admit, are minimal. They maintain a polite distance, engaging mostly in small talk or when my daughter seeks simple cooking advice. There is no profound connection, merely a surface-level courtesy. However, I have always reassured my daughter, should she ever face mistreatment from my fiancé, my unwavering support is hers. My loyalty to my child is absolute, her safety and happiness paramount. This entire ordeal has left me grappling with a profound sense of betrayal and misunderstanding. I am left to ponder the path forward, burdened by the accusations and the fractured trust. The future, clouded by her words, remains intensely uncertain for us all. My fiancé, I firmly believe, never mistreats her. Their interactions are sparse, often silent, devoid of true conversation. People question my financial readiness, specifically regarding a will or trust. Rest assured, my daughter's future is meticulously secured. My will, carefully established and safe with a trusted lawyer friend, ensures everything I possess passes to her. Additionally, a robust trust fund stands ready, granting full access at her 21st birthday. These provisions are unwavering. Then came the painful interrogation. Did this argument unfold in front of her children? No, not exactly. She deliberately called them down, meticulously painting her narrative of our disagreement. I presented my side, my truth, yet it was tragically in vain. Her sons, without a moment's hesitation, sided with her, turning their backs on me as they departed. It was a stark, bitter display of loyalty. My relationship with her sons is, regrettably, minimal. I have truly tried to forge a connection, engaging them about their favorite topics or hobbies. Each attempt is met with a wall of silence, an immediate shutdown of the conversation. I confess I don't initiate much interaction either, unless they come to me for guidance on matters like school or friendships. A stark contrast, however, lies in my bond with her older daughter. That relationship, I am proud to say, is genuinely very good. I cherish our connection. I need to clarify some crucial aspects of my family situation, particularly regarding my daughter and my fiancé. My daughter and I share an incredibly close bond, a profound connection that sustains us. She barely speaks to her stepbrothers, yet her older sister remains her cherished confidant, her closest ally. It's important to note my fiancé's behavior hasn't always been this difficult. Her increasing defensiveness towards my daughter and me truly began after my daughter finished middle school, a stark, unsettling change. Many have questioned my motives. Let me be explicit. Our relationship isn't driven by sex, as both our libidos are low. Our bond transcends that. Both our families have faced abandonment. Her children's father is completely absent, offering no support, and my daughter's mother is similarly estranged. This shared void I once believed drew us closer. When my predicament was presented online, the widespread consensus cleared me of wrongdoing. Commenters argued I was NTA for simply replacing an old Nintendo Switch, not buying a new gift, and that I shouldn't be expected to buy gifts for everyone. They asked about our history. I explained we'd dated 4 years, been engaged 2, but I'd known her for 7. Another common piece of advice urged me to sign a prenup before marriage. This, too, has become a point of contention. She is adamantly against it, casting a long shadow over our future. The uncertainty is palpable. I've been grappling with a delicate situation. Our engagement feels solid, yet a hidden tension surrounds the idea of a prenup. I suggested it for practicality, but she interpreted my proposal as a deep insult, convinced I saw her as a gold digger. I don't believe that for a second. We've shelved the discussion, content to remain engaged, but the unresolved issue quietly hangs in the air. Blending our families has been fraught with challenges. Connecting with her sons proves incredibly difficult. Despite my genuine attempts, engaging them daily about hobbies, offering gifts, their responses are consistently cool, dismissive. They either ignore my overtures or swiftly shut down conversations. Our only true interactions are fleeting moments when they grudgingly seek my advice. Otherwise, our contact is sparse, leaving me feeling like an outsider. Fortunately, I've built a much warmer relationship with her older daughter, a small solace. The relationship between my daughter and my fiancé also lacks true warmth. Their interactions are minimal, mostly brief greetings or when my daughter inquires about cooking. My daughter, to her credit, seems content with this limited engagement, never expressing discomfort. There's no animosity, no deep bond either, just quiet coexistence. These lingering distances, the quiet resistance, the unspoken gaps, they all make me question our future as a cohesive unit. The path ahead feels unclear, shadowed by these emotional voids, making our happy ending uncertain. I lived in a quiet illusion, believing my daughter was truly thriving alongside my fiancé's children. She barely speaks to her stepbrothers, true, but her deep bond with her older stepsister seemed undeniably beautiful. They shop, eat, and spend time together when the stepsister finishes work. It warmed my heart seeing their closeness, convinced it was a happy, blended family. This life I created, the house is mine, and I manage every bill, every mortgage payment. I bear this entire financial burden alone. Then a brutal truth struck, shattering my fragile peace. A thought, an accusatory whisper, pierced my denial. What if my daughter's fine demeanor is a mere shield? What if she's terrified of causing a scene, of being hated even more than she already feels, isolated from everyone in this home save for me? The idea sickens me. She's being slowly erased and I, her mother, am allowing it. It's not just our home, her grandparents also ignore her. Meanwhile, my fiancé has a robust, unshakable support system. Whenever things go wrong between us, his family rallies, messaging and calling me, always siding with him. Is my profound fear of being utterly alone so absolute that I would condemn my own daughter to this constant emotional neglect, this agonizing isolation? Am I truly so numb, so not bothered by her well-being? This chilling question haunts me relentlessly. I am not sure who I am becoming. I kept quiet for too long, but the truth gnaws at me. The warnings about my fiancé, once dismissed, now resonate with chilling clarity. I realized my money is mine to spend on who I want when I want. Her children are not my responsibility. It's not my fault their father is absent. This stark reality forces me to confront the risks. Marrying her means placing my own daughter in a perilous situation. My daughter's jealousy is already palpable, a silent, festering wound. I envision her turning 18, abandoning me for some boyfriend, severing all contact. Is losing my child truly worth keeping this fiancé? The thought alone makes me shiver with regret for my blindness. I've been making excuses for too long for an entitled gold digger. It doesn't matter if her family has wealth. I've enabled her behavior, as has her family. She genuinely believes she deserves my money. This truth cuts deep. Questions echo in my mind. Does she buy my daughter anything? Does she even provide for her own children? The relationship between my fiancé and my daughter is strained, fraught with what feels like her own projections. Her alarming reluctance to sign a prenup solidifies my darkest fears. She might truly be a gold digger, and the thought chills me to the core. I must open my eyes, truly open them, before I lose everything that truly matters. I know I have to leave her. Now I've kept silent about this situation for far too long, but the unsettling reality of my relationship has become impossible to ignore. There's a persistent feeling that my fiancé is deeply invested in maintaining access to my resources, rather than truly investing in our shared future or my daughter's well-being. She does buy gifts occasionally, but her generosity feels superficial, almost a token gesture. The true outpouring of love and material support for my children comes overwhelmingly from their grandparents. They spend almost every weekend with them, and their grandparents, being financially astute and well-off, ensure they are showered with thoughtful presents without any issues. My daughter and I are a small, tight-knit family unit. I have no other close relatives, and my daughter has no relationship with her biological mother. My fiancé and my daughter's interactions are minimal, limited to polite but distant exchanges. This underlying tension prompted me to take a decisive private step. I finalized my will, ensuring my daughter inherits everything. My fiancé remains unaware of this crucial detail. I also know her own children lack a relationship with their father, who offers them no financial support. Some people might question the age difference between me and my 14-year-old daughter, but the truth is deeply painful. I was raped. My daughter's birth was not a choice I made willingly at the time, and the past still haunts me. I've kept silent about this for too long, but the tension in my home has reached a breaking point. My daughter, she's my entire world, and our bond is unbreakable. We've had heart-to-heart conversations about life and relationships, and I trust her implicitly. I'll always stand firmly by her no matter what. Yet a silent battle rages, centered on finances and favoritism. My fiancée, bless her heart, has 3 children. The question of college tuition has never explicitly been discussed between us, but it looms. If I were expected to shoulder the burden of all 3 of her kids' full college expenses, I would have to refuse. While I earn a substantial income, it's not limitless. Fully funding 3 additional college educations is simply beyond my means. They would undoubtedly need to find employment. My commitment is unwavering. I can and will fully cover one child's college education, and that child will be my daughter. This is non-negotiable for me. My home and cars, every single asset, are solely in my name. This is a point of personal security and financial independence I maintain. It's become painfully clear that my fiancé harbors an issue with my daughter. I suspect she's attempting to use me as a proxy for her own jealousy. It's not about ensuring her children receive anything special. It feels more like she's utterly incensed that I do something uniquely special for my own child. I've observed this pattern. Her jealousy didn't truly surface until my daughter became a teenager. Could it be that my daughter's growing beauty is inadvertently fueling this sickness in her? The thought chills me to the bone. I didn't initially think of it that way, but the truth emerged. My fiancé harbors intense jealousy towards my daughter, a beautiful woman in my life over whom she has no control. My daughter is really popular at school, she's got many friends, she's an amazing athlete and outgoing. She even has a popular, athletic boyfriend. My daughter is undeniably pretty, but I never truly thought a grown woman would harbor such deep-seated resentment over my own child because of her social status at school. It was a shocking realization. My fiancé's situation also became clearer. She has always been getting money from her parents. They're very well off and have always helped her out with rent, housing, food, insurance payments, and all bills. Right before the pandemic hit, she wanted to move in with me, claiming a desire to spend more time together. Now, I question her true motives. Update 1 AITAH for buying my daughter a gift when I didn't buy my fiancé's kids one. October 8, 2023, next day. Yesterday, I made a post asking if I was the a-hole because I didn't buy my fiancé's children a gift, but I bought my daughter one. I wanted to thank everyone for the overwhelming positive feedback and the kind support as well as the truly helpful advice. It brought me profound comfort. The echoes of advice filled my mind as I braced for the confrontation. Many awaited news after my talk with her, and now the truth unfolds. She finally returned at midnight alone. Her explanation chilled me. She'd left her sons with her parents, stating, "I don't want them near a man unwilling to provide." I sat her down, determined to lay bare every grievance. The harsh reality hit me. This was not the woman I could or would marry. When I first broached the stark imbalance, my tireless provision against her utter lack of contribution, she recoiled. She evaded the topic, sidestepping my words with practiced ease. I confronted her with the sheer injustice. How could she demand I support her and her children, yet offer nothing for my daughter and the bare minimum for me? Her responsibilities, too, were non-existent. No household chores, no bill payments, save for her and her daughter's car and insurance, and precious little time spent with either me or my daughter. She offered no defense, no explanation, just a blank stare. Then I spoke of the insidious financial and emotional abuse that had poisoned our lives. Her reaction was immediate, visceral. She froze entirely, her composure cracking under the crushing weight of my words. I had endured a toxic cycle for too long, letting a destructive presence threaten my daughter's serenity. The breaking point exploded. My voice, strained, told her to get out, to leave my home. Her response, a shrill, relentless barrage of accusations. She insisted it was my masculine duty to provide everything for her kids, ignoring my higher income. She shamelessly exploited their lack of a father figure, twisting it into cruel justification for her greedy demands on my money and how I spent it on my child. My daughter, my world, was an obstacle in her selfish machinations. Desperate for reason, I cautiously discussed my will and a prenup. Her icy reply revealed her avaricious nature. Any good husband, she declared, would prioritize his wife above all. It became chillingly clear. For over a year, she had been meticulously planning, banking on inheriting my entire estate. The audacity was sickening. I despise yelling. Yet her relentless entitlement pushed me past my limit. My composure shattered. We screamed, our voices colliding in a raw cacophony of anger. It was not my finest moment, and shame burns. But through that storm, clarity emerged. I grasped what I had allowed, realizing my daughter had suffered. A fierce resolve solidified. I confronted her about her egregious neglect. My voice steady, declared I would not tolerate such behavior. My daughter, I asserted with absolute finality, is my ultimate priority. She stands above everyone else, always will be. I saw disbelief flicker. My fiancé, I believe, didn't fully comprehend the unshakable finality then. But I suspect that in the suffocating silence, a dawning, inescapable realization settled, revealing the irreversible chasm that had opened, fracturing our future. The day I told her to pack, I meant every word. I am done being her personal ATM, a never-ending source of funds, with no regard for my own well-being. It's truly unbelievable that it took strangers on an app to unveil the raw truth. I was trapped in a deeply toxic, manipulative, and abusive relationship. My former fiancé, I pray, is no longer my problem. The thought of another relationship feels distant, a path I'm not ready to tread for a very long time. Still, I am profoundly grateful for the incredible support and kindness I received from everyone. A crucial development emerged. Her daughter will be staying with me. I've committed to supporting her financially through college and will help her establish her own independent life. Our terms are good, built on mutual respect. My firm intention is to ensure my ex will never again use her as a pawn to manipulate me any further. Many wondered if she changed her tune, if any genuine apologies emerged. Did she simply leave bitterly? No, only tears and desperate pleas. She begged me to stay, asserting I was abandoning her, leaving her poor and defenseless, forced back to her parents. A sharp pang of guilt momentarily struck me. Yet the glaring absence of a true apology, the continued self-pity, only solidified my unwavering resolve. This was the right decision, a necessary escape. The relief I feel is immense, a heavy burden finally lifted from my shoulders. My daughter and I are now truly rid of a toxic presence that cast a long shadow over our lives. It's strange how often we remain oblivious, donning rose-colored glasses, until another person courageously points out the undeniable truth. Suddenly, that individual is seen in a stark, new light, stripped of all pretense. The illusion shatters. Someone mentioned my perspective might have initially seemed harsh, but I understood their true intention. To open my eyes, to grasp the insidious manipulation I endured, and recognize the profound toll it took on my own daughter. I am profoundly grateful for that awakening, for it allowed me to prioritize her welfare above all else. This choice was paramount, a non-negotiable step toward healing. Questions arose about my ex-partner's daughter. As a legal adult, my former partner holds no sway over her living situation. She has chosen to continue living with me until she establishes her own independent apartment. Despite the fractured relationship with her mother, she still maintains regular contact. Our bond with her, forged alongside my own daughter, was always warm and genuine, a stark contrast to the strife. A part of me still grieves for the lost connection with her sons. Despite every kindness, every effort, they never once attempted to be pleasant. I am convinced their mother actively manipulated them, ensuring no positive relationship could ever blossom. The idea they might actually prefer me to her must have been intolerable, fueling her controlling actions. It was a cruel game, played with innocent hearts, all to maintain her fragile grip. I recognize the manipulation now, clear as day. I've been wrestling with a torrent of advice and criticism. But one particular comment pierced through the noise, illuminating a painful truth. It urged me to stand firm, to protect myself and my child, to never let her friends or family manipulate me into a reconciliation. This resonated deeply, especially the part about my daughter. I suddenly understood why she might be holding back, reluctant to share what truly transpires during her time alone with my ex. That realization hit hard. I've already made plans to speak with her later today, as soon as I pick her up from her boyfriend's house. Many of the comments I received were undeniably harsh, even brutal, yet I now see their absolute necessity. Without that unvarnished honesty, that blunt force from outsiders, I honestly don't believe I would have found the strength to finally leave my ex. It was a difficult but crucial push. Another voice online lauded my decision, calling my ex a gold digger, celebrating my choice to prioritize my daughter above all else. She left, yes, and in doing so, the trash took itself out, as one person so eloquently put it. It made me reflect. Perhaps her first marriage failed for similar, deeply troubling reasons. The fear of future entanglement also surfaced, the worry that she might try to ensnare me again, perhaps through a pregnancy. But that particular concern quickly faded. I had a vasectomy the moment I turned 18, a fact I've mentioned before. My future is mine to protect, for myself and for my daughter. I've kept these raw memories locked away for far too long, but the echoes of that past relationship still resonate, a constant, dull thrum beneath the surface of my peace. Our intimacy had withered, a casualty of flagging desires on both sides. My ex's passion had truly waned, and mine perhaps even more profoundly so, leaving our shared bed a desolate, lonely landscape. Our sex life had become all but non-existent, a distant, forgotten memory. So imagine my immediate suspicion, my cold resolve, if she were ever to appear at my doorstep claiming pregnancy. I knew with absolute, unwavering certainty that any such declaration would demand unequivocal, irrefutable proof. A paternity test, a definitive DNA analysis, nothing less would ever suffice to silence the deep-seated skepticism that would inevitably ignite within me. The very idea of such a scenario sparked a chilling fury, a protective instinct. Sharing my initial story, a deeply personal account, was not a deliberate act for public consumption, yet it found an unexpected life of its own. My words, once private reflections, began circulating widely, reposted and discussed across various online forums, gaining a surprising popularity I never anticipated. This widespread interest, particularly after nearly 2 years, prompted me to speak again, compelled me to offer further clarity and much-needed context. First, I must express my profound, heartfelt gratitude for the overwhelming outpouring of kindness and support I have received. Your unwavering encouragement has been a true beacon during a challenging time, genuinely opening my eyes and providing immense solace. I am truly thankful for the sense of community forged here, for every thoughtful word. However, as with all revelations shared publicly, a darker side inevitably emerged. A few cynical voices hurled accusations, labeling my experiences as entirely fabricated, dismissing them as fake and bullshit. And then, the truly disturbing messages began to trickle in one particularly vile request for explicit images of my daughter. It was a stark, chilling reminder of the predatory corners of the internet, a violation that left me deeply unsettled and protective. It truly showed me the dual nature of public exposure. The torrent of opinions, both kind and harsh, has not gone unnoticed. While I choose to look forward, dwelling on negativity serves no purpose. Still, I extend heartfelt gratitude for every piece of input, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Many wondered with disbelief how I acquired multiple pairs of shoes for just 300. The answer, a whisper of good fortune, was simple: significant discounts. My trusted friend, owner of a downtown athletic shoe store, provided invaluable assistance. My daughter's status as a local high school athlete and team member, combined with my enduring friendship, made the remarkable price possible. I am profoundly grateful for his generosity. He truly looked out for me. But the questions didn't stop there. Others pondered why I opted for track shoes for my daughter now, deep into cross-country season. That explanation, too, is straightforward. I simply won't be here. A crucial work trip calls me away just as her season begins. It was paramount to ensure she had all necessary gear secured now while I was still present here. Her current season approaches its close, yet knowing she's prepared, ready for the next challenge, even indoor track, brings undeniable peace. My foresight ensures her journey continues, unhindered and strong. The turbulent period has just begun to settle. My daughter and I are not merely surviving, we are healing. I promptly secured therapy for her, and its profound positive impact has been evident, a balm for her spirit. My ex's daughter, equally resilient, is also finding her own way. I offered her similar therapeutic support, but she, a capable adult, chose to navigate her healing independently. I respect her autonomy, recognizing her capacity to manage her own mental health and seek help. Both girls know unequivocally my unwavering support is always available, wherever, whenever, for whatever. For safety, security cameras were installed, and thankfully, peace has prevailed. Nothing concerning has occurred. To answer a common inquiry, I must address a significant part of my past. Yes, I became a parent at 16. It was a role thrust upon me, not a choice. Yet from that challenging situation, something good emerged. My career path also holds immense fortune. I've worked in a chemical plant since 19, a remarkable tenure given my background. Candidly, I never attended college. Securing such a well-paying job, equipped only with a high school diploma, is a blessing I deeply appreciate. I am profoundly grateful for these opportunities, truly providing stability. Life carries on, demanding yet rewarding, and for this I am eternally thankful. Your support is a comfort. Now I reveal the turbulent truth about my ex and our dramatic separation. Many asked about her exit. I hinted at peace, but that was a lie. Last week I finally gathered the resolve to kick her out. Her fury was undeniable. She was far from happy. Her departure was anything but quiet, leaving tension. It was a stark, bitter parting. My daughter, thankfully, flourishes in therapy. Her progress and resilience fill me with pride, validating this difficult decision was right. My role as father and stepfather is paramount. My stepdaughter's relationship with her mother was intricate. She stayed with me, her brothers left with their mom. Her mother favored our stepdaughter, her firstborn, yet she notoriously bobbied the two boys, especially the 13-year-old. This created an unfair family dynamic. My heart aches for the boys caught in this messy transition. Reaching out is a constant, heavy thought fraught with complications. This story is far from over. Still, I am determined to build a loving sanctuary for my girls, a future defined by peace, not past shadows. I found myself caught in an emotional crossfire. It became evident that pursuing a relationship was pointless if one side utterly refused connection. My heart ached for those involved. They seemed to desperately require a nurturing parent and perhaps urgent therapy, more than anything else, certainly, far more than my former partner. The principal individual confessed, clarifying their position. I haven't attempted to reach out, I no longer possess their contact information, and I am entirely unwilling to engage with their mother for any reason whatsoever. This complex dynamic settled into my thoughts, a poignant testament to the deeply fractured lives. There was no easy resolution.